Okay,
We're
hi.
live.
Hello, this is Dr. Erickson with Essential Motion Spine Sport. This is my student, Sung Hoon. So we had a great experience this morning. A new patient came in. He actually saw Dr. Buka is busy with one of his patients right now. And I wanted to talk to about this after they left. Obviously, not to put them on camera. I'm going to use my student instead. But track athlete, baseball player, 14 years old, was doing the high jump. Pain first on the left side of the back, which then moved to the right side of the back. Felt like he had a loss of hamstring flexibility, proven. I'll show you in a second what his measurements were when we started. Now, the interesting part is not that it's how the hamstring flexibility. It's how fast movements of the spine changed the neuromuscular relationship between the hamstring and the flexibility. How fast he got that back. How fast he went from pain. He had never had pain to 0. At minimum, the best he would get was 4 or 5. Is that what it is? 4 or 5?
Yes.
Up to about a 7 or 8, within a few repetitions of movement of the lumbar spine, down to a 0 in standing, and improved motion. The reason that's important is he was seeing someone else in a different city doing a lot of flexion and trying to stretch the hamstring out, not seeing a change. Wasn't getting major changes. Was referred over to us because of what we specialize in the lumbar spine and these kind of injuries. And he went from 4 to 7. The best he's ever felt was a 4 to 10 to 0 when he walked out. So brief description of how this goes. So go ahead and show them. Thank you for joining, by the way, if anybody's on there. Thank you, Tasha, for taking. 2 people are watching. Okay. So show them how far he moved, how far he flexed initially. How far was his initial flexion? Yeah, I mean, he had bad lumbar flexion. And he never felt pain in the leg whatsoever. Never felt anything in the hamstring. It was here and then it moved over to there, okay? And then show them how far he had with the extension, go sideways like that. How far did he bend backwards initially? Yeah, a little less. It was bad. Yeah, okay. Leg on your back, right here for me, something. Back. Other back. How do you say back in Korean? Dun.
Yeah.
Okay. So his left leg probably came to about there. Okay. Now sometimes got better hamstring flexibility. Oh, sorry. He doesn't. Okay. About there. His right leg was significant. He was like maybe 45 initially. Okay. So we're getting baselines. You got to take baseline to see what you got, and you can always come back to and use those concordant signs after you test some things and see what changes. All right. So come on. Actually. Come up, roll face down, and we'll do show me what we did with him. So we did, go ahead and do the movement that we did with the young man. Push up. So we did at least just 1 set of 10 of extension and line. He's got to stay relaxed here, no muscles all the way up. He felt a little bit of pain on that right side, nothing down here. He never had pain in the hamstring at all. Okay, come down, get about 5 of those in. Push, 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 all the way up, lock and sag, down, okay, push, push, push. All right, so fast forward, we did about a set of 10 or 12, stand up, and what's the first thing I asked him when he stood back up?
Do you have pain?
Yeah, I asked him, so the first thing I asked him when he stood back up was, how are you feeling? What kind of pain do you have? What did he say?
He said like 2 or 3.
He said 0 something. He said 0. The first time he stood up, he said 0. So I asked him, I said, we were just in that room over there. You told me the best it got was 4. It never got below 4. I said, now it's 0? He said, yeah, it's 0. And then he got 2 or 3 when he moved. So go ahead and show up. So then move to the side to kind of see how far did he flex the next time. So he flexed, he improved his motion in both flexion and backwards. Yep, so he improved his motion in both flexion and extension just after 10 repetitions. Meaning that the take home, the key here is that you cannot stretch out a hamstring muscle or whatever we thought it might have been in the previous places in 10 repetitions and expect that to significantly increase or decrease pain. It's just physiologically you can't do that. Now you can change a lumbar derangement, a problem in the lumbar spine, moving that in direction. Now all of a sudden, the neuromuscular connection there, he's got more motion, less pain, and then lay back on your back again. So we go back to those concordant signs again. So the left leg was about there, okay? Right leg all of a sudden was like not quite the same, but it was not down here. It was very close to the left leg. After 10 or, I think we maybe 10 or 20 reps. Is that right? Okay, come on up. So, well, all we had to do was just listen to what he was telling us, listen to the history of what happened, how it started. Now, he had a history of, it was never in the hamstring. He could sit and he'd have worse pain. He could run and he'd have worse pain. He could have times when he would sit in a chair and be unable to stand up straight. He'd have mornings where he was very stiff. The pain would range. Those are all history and things that should ring a bell in your head saying, wait a minute, I don't know if this is truly a hamstring injury. Remember, even when he was high jumping, when he first heard it and he felt it in his left lower back, and then it moved to his right, he never had any kind of pain in the hamstring. But because of the loss of motion, it makes you jump on that wagon and say, oh, his hamstring's tight, you gotta stretch that thing out. So they were having him stretch and flex and flex and stretch, and he really wasn't getting any better. We do a couple of movements here within 20 minutes. He's standing up pain-free. Okay, so that was, anything else that I missed on that one that we did?
No.
We did some overpressure.
Yeah.
So I'll show you. So what we did was, because he felt so much better after doing those on his own, that gave me the green light to say, okay, let's add a little bit more force to this, so that he was down. I'll come on the other side. And so then I would add a little bit of overpressure down through here. Go ahead and push up some. So now I'm creating a fulcrum, and I'm forcing him to bend more at that lumbar junction. Come down. And change the angle a little bit. So even with these, he didn't have much pain. And remember, he was standing, he could barely bend backwards. And he was getting all the way up here like this in line. He was getting full elbows locked in line, even though he could barely go and stand. Keep going. So after a couple sets of this, then he was still, even with more pressure, pain-free and standing. Okay, come up again. And then his shoulder, and then his bending was further again. So bend, he wasn't quite to his toes, but he was about, mid-shin, about there. And come back up. So, that's probably long enough. You guys are busy. Thank again anybody that was on. I appreciate it. Anybody that watches later, again, thank you very much. Sung Hoon, student from UNO. Dr. Erickson here with Essential Motion Spine Sport in Fremont. Sorry, in Elkhorn.
Elkhorn.
The person that
it was in
from
Fremont.
So, again, appreciate it. Just wanted to give that. People, patients, clinicians, everybody that might watch needs to know those kind of things and pick up on those little things and don't jump on those bandwagons when you see something. You have to see maybe it's something different. And in this case, in this situation, it doesn't happen often, but we were able to find that one. So, okay, thank you very much. You just press sanitation.
Oh my gosh, finish.